feeling his way. What's up, girl? Where you been all my life? You remind me of somebody from my past, a good one too. Yeah, girl, I like the way you move out there. You just get it on, and I like that. What you doing after the party?
Come on.
Oh, I'm going home. By yourself? Yeah, hopefully. So what's your favorite dance group? Oh, well, I just like some of everything. You know, so you like some of everything? Yeah, I like some of everything. Well, we need to talk some more. And all he's doing is trying to feel his way around. Trying to find out what penetrates. And once he finds a weak spot, he stay right there.
Come on.
Stay right here. He ain't going nowhere. Because now he found a spot that's weak enough that he can take you home.
Come on.
And all the while he's taking you home, listen to the question you asking yourself. What am I doing? What is going on here? I know I shouldn't be doing this. What in the ham and cheese going on in my mind? But watch this. Just while you're thinking logically, something comes up and says, girl, don't worry about that. You're going to be all right.
Yep.
All you're going to do is have a good time. That's all. It'll be over in a few minutes. And you're going to have a good time with this here. You're going to remember this here. I should not be doing this. But something happens inside your body that starts saying, do it. No, I shouldn't be going to do it. Okay, let me do it. Just get it over and done with. After all, I got needs.
Come on. That's what's said.
The battlefield is dangerous. The worst thing about the battlefield is when we have casualties of fratricide. Go get your swords. Casualties of fratricide. What's fratricide? That's when friendlies are killed by friendly fire. Somebody say, ow. Because this don't hurt. Okay, come here. Fratricide can come from the leaders in the church to the members of the church. We're using the word, poke at it. We're using the word, and we want the word to penetrate. And when the word don't penetrate good enough, we take the protective covering off. And we start stabbing them. They're already weak. And we start stabbing them. Now watch this. And then we tell them, girl, I didn't mean that for you. That was for somebody else. If that wasn't meant for you, that was meant for somebody else. Watch this. If it penetrated, it means that it was meant to get a target. Hear me? If it penetrated, it was meant to find a target. Now, fratricide means when friendly forces are killed by friendly forces. So the Bible tells us this. When one who is caught in a fault comes to us, we're not supposed to just beat them up and throw the word at them. That's what we're doing that. We're supposed to bear them up. We're supposed to strengthen them. We're supposed to bandage up where they've been wounded. We're supposed to care for them and help them up out of their wound. But this is what happens when you get a zealous minister. Somebody that ain't seasoned in the word. Somebody that don't know how to use the word correctly. They start beating you up, stabbing you, cutting you up. You're on the same team. But you're going to become a casualty. Now you got the others. Not just the ones who were hit by friendly fire, but those who cause people to be hit by friendly fire. You know, sis shares with brother a difficulty she having. And instead of brother saying, well, let's pray, he says, oh, you're going to the pastor. You're going to the pastor. You're going to the pastor. And knowing that the pastor is not seasoned, he pushes them right there into damage. Watch this. How many of you here been hurt by church? Just raise your hand. If you've been hurt by church, raise your hand. Well, every single one of us. I'm one. We're a casualty of fratricide. The good thing is God didn't let us die. So now, we must turn around and learn from what we went through. So that when that inexperienced leader is coming to stab, we can turn around and stop it before it hits. No, that's not the right word for right now. No, that's not the way this needs to be dealt with right now. Right now, she don't need you to be preaching to her. You need to be loving her. You need to be securing her. You need to be holding her up, lifting her up, pulling her up out of the monkey and barren clay. Right now, that's what you need to be doing. So put the weapon away, holster the weapon, and embrace. Embrace. Because that right there can save more casualties than anything else. Let me tell you something. Put up Philippians 4:8. Be seated, all of you. Hear me this when I say this here. Philippians 4:8 starts out like this here. Finally, my brother, be strong in the Lord. And in what? The power of whose might? His might. Now, why are we going to do that? According to Ephesians. Why are we going to do that according to Ephesians? That we turn around and put on the whole armor of God. That we may be able to withstand the fiery darts of the enemy. If we don't remember this right here, Philippians 4:8, whatsoever things are true. You hear that? What you going to do with what's true? You're going to think on that. What's the next one? Whatsoever things are honest. What you going to do with it? You're going to think on that. What's the next one? Whatsoever things are just. What you going to do with that? You're going to think on that. What's the next one? Whatsoever things are pure. What you going to do with that? You're going to think on that. What's the next one there? Whatsoever things are what? Lovely. What you going to do with it? You're going to think on that. What's the next one? Whatsoever is of a what?
Good report.
What kind of report?
Good.
What you going to do with that? Think on that. Notice it did not say, every time he hurt you, think on that. Every time he abused you, think on that. Every time he misused you, think on that. Every time they let you down, think on that. Every time they weren't supporting you, it didn't say that. Whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever true, whatsoever things are of a good report. What's the next one? Virtue. What is virtue? Virtue is purity without reservation. You ain't hearing me. Virtue is purity without reservation. When the woman with the issue of blood touched the hem of Jesus' garment, he said, I felt virtue leave me. Purity without reservation. What is the next one? If there be any virtue, if there be any praise. What does it say? What does it say? What does it say? If there be any what?
Praise.
If there be any what?
Praise.
If there be any what?
Praise.
So praise is good and bad? Praise is good and bad? Listen to me. If there be any praise, praise is that which you are lifting up, that which you are exalting. I hope ain't nobody exalting the devil. I hope ain't nobody lifting up the devil. I hope you ain't lifting up Bobo and what Bobo used to do. I hope you are realizing that what you was in, you don't never need to be in it no more. So don't be thinking about how good he made you feel. It wasn't the right relationship. So if there be any praise, anything that's what? And that's the next one. Think on these things. So when the devil comes hitting you with foolishness,
Come on.
what are you going to do? Think on these things. When the devil comes and starts reminding you about what was, what you going to start doing? Think on those things. When the devil starts reminding you of how smooth an operator he used to be, you ain't going to think on that. What are you going to think on? You're going to think on these things. What is it? Philippians 4:8. So the next time you come under attack, fight back with Philippians 4:8. The next time you feel like somebody's against you, think about Philippians 4:8. The next time you think you're the only one that's going through, think on Philippians 4:8. The next time you think you're the only person that's got a bad day, think on Philippians 4:8. And guess what you end up doing? You end up rendering the enemy powerless. Powerless. Come with me for a second. We got to pray for you. So listen to how I'm